Welcome back. Dale Myers with Vision Advanced. Today we're going to talk about the controversial, ugly truth about leadership. I've been saying this for a while and uh, kind of warmed my heart recently to know that my thoughts are in alignment with some of the preeminent um, thought leaders on in the area of leadership. And I've long said that all issues in the black community, in the poor or um, middle class, if you will, the working middle class, these issues, including education. Wow, what an example! Education. All of these issues that tend to trouble us, they are really failures in leadership. They are failures, they represent failures for the leadership team to act accordingly. They represent failures of leadership to influence people, to take the right actions, to surround themselves with the right kind of individuals. It's ugly because some of y'all are in those leadership positions. But it is also true. Leadership is at the heart of every failure. Now, I've talked in the past about failure is okay. Fail early and often. Learn from the failure, get information, and act differently. I am talking about so many issues that we are plagued with that are fixable. It's just that the leadership lacks the willpower, the motivation, the influence to take the correct action. Now, I was listening to a speech by John Maxwell. It was called Leadership is Influence. And in his first 2 minutes, he said that. And again, this guy is the guru, right? He is a leadership expert, one of the greatest, supposedly greatest of all time, but again, a world renowned scholar and practitioner. And in his opening remarks, he came to that conclusion that at the core of every failure is leadership. Now, he, of course, being a solution oriented person, he talked about some of the root causes and some things that we could address in order to have different results. And that's where I kind of want to go with you guys. If you're the head of your household and you are constantly failing, it's leadership on your part. I had to accept that about my household when we didn't reach certain targets. These could be financial, these could be whatever you want to call it. They could be spiritual, they could be goals of any nature. It's always the leadership team. And the moment we realize that, then the only question becomes, what kind of leader do we need to be to solve this problem? What kind of a person is able to handle these kinds of situations that we find ourselves faced with? And then we go out and in our households we become that person. This is called personal development. We work on ourselves to get the outcome that we want. In a community, the community then has a responsibility. The people in charge have to go out and select the right kind of leader. So I just wanted to share that I feel pretty good, and I'm not gloating, I'm not anything, but it feels good to know that this great scholar arrived at the same conclusion as the South Georgia country boy did, that all of these issues are fixable, they are solvable. It does require leadership with a new direction. And we'll come back, we'll circle back around at another point and talk about influence, because the issue is so much about influence, influencing the people below you, the people above you. You have to be good at influencing people providing some value on your way to influencing them. So there are lots of things we can do and we must do if we are to solve the biggest challenges in our lives, the biggest challenges in our community. Remember, my vision at Vision Advance, every leader, every entrepreneur optimize for peak performance. So we're going to continue to delve into some leadership issues because if you change yourself, your ceiling has just been uncapped. If we become the kind of leader that we know we need to solve so many of these issues, then we can solve the issues. I believe that we can reverse engineer the problems that plague America. It's actually not as difficult as we make it out to be. That's a good video. I need to sit down and do a root cause analysis on how I think that we can fix so many problems in the poor, so many problems that plague the black and brown communities, things that I'm passionate about. Because guess what? Here's the thing. Some of the same things I share with you about bettering yourself to better your business, they apply to all areas of your life. And that's the powerness. There's so much power in recognizing that if we change our approach to leadership, our approach to influence, we absolutely can change the result. We can do it. In fact, I submit to you that we must do it. America must solve these problems if it is to continue to endure. We find ourselves approaching a precipice. It will get worse before it gets better. Some leaders must rise up with enough courage to do the right thing. We'll talk about that in detail. Again, today's talk was about the ugly, inconvenient truth about leadership, but we can still solve the problem. Leave a comment below. Let me know, what do you think about influence as a leader? You agree with me? You disagree? Am I full of it? Well, I love to hear about it below. Please thumbs up and like the video. Share it with someone. This is something that needs to be shared because this one is thinking on a higher level. This one will challenge the status quo if you're up to the challenge. Notice how it all keeps coming back to you and me. We can control ourselves. Absolutely. Refuse to be outworked. Relentless personal improvement. Optimize myself so that I can serve you, change you, therefore change your community, your family tree. That is my reason for being. My name is Dale Myers with Vision Advance. So pleased to be with you this evening. Y'all have an outstanding day. Check us out at www.visionadvance.com. Thank you.